Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today let's go over a medium level question that I just solved on my own. So I'm super happy about this and I'm very glad that I was able to come up with my own solution to this question without any assistance. So let's go over it and let me show you how I did it. So this is question 2086, minimum number of food buckets to feed the hamsters. So basically you're given these hamsters that you want to feed and you have these dots that are empty cells. So you want to basically select the minimum amount of dots that can feed all the hamsters. If it's not possible, return -1. So you know that each dot can feed the left or the right index. So based on this, why not just first select the empty cells that can that has a hamster on the left and the right? For example, 2 has a hamster on the left and the right. And then let's finally select the cells that have either or, so only one, and then the ones that have 0, because we're trying to find the minimum number of food buckets to feed all the hamsters, right? And then return -1 if it's not possible to feed them. So yeah, let's go ahead and do it. So basically, let's go ahead and get all the hamsters and what we need to feed. So let's call this feed, and then hamsters. Let's just call this H, and so let's go over our array. So if H is equal to a dot, then it's an empty cell, so we can just say append I. Otherwise, it's a hamster, so we can just append I. So let's call this HA. So, okay, so let's go ahead and print feed and HA. Okay, cool. So now we need to feed 0 and 3. So let's go over feed, and let's first make this a, let's make HA a set, or let's make feed a set. So basically, we're just going to go over all the cells we can use. So for F and feed, or let's go ahead and say total is set of feed. Cool. So then if F is not in total, because we're going to use them, right? So if this is not in total, and if HA also needs to be a set. So if, well, let's go ahead and just do this for now. So if this index, right, let's call this index. So if index -1 is in HA and index +1 in HA, so there's a hamster on the left and the right, then we can go ahead and we need a count. So we're going to go ahead and discard index -1 and index +1. Okay, so taking the ones with both sides. So, okay, so now let's go ahead and print whoever we have left, and then count, and then total. So, okay, so, all right, so this one doesn't have one on both sides. So again, let's go over again and find the ones that either have a left or a right. So if index is not in total, if index -1 in HA and index +1 not in HA, then we're going to discard index -1. And then we're going to increment count. Cool. So now we have, let's see here. So, okay, this is a bit weird because we're supposed to have used one. We're supposed to have used one, right? And so this is going to be the left side only, both sides. So why is count still 0 though? So for our feed, yeah, we can use that cell. Let's call this cell. Or let's just call it feed. So let's make this a copy. So that's strange as to why this is not working. So Oh, if it's inside of total, right? Because we're not going to try to use the same index twice, right? Okay, cool. So now let's go ahead and do the right side. So right side only. So if index is still in total, if it's still left over, so in this case, if index +1 is in HA and index -1 is not in HA, oh, we also have to remove it. And index +1 HA.remove. So we fed that hamster already. And in that case, we're going to discard index +1, remove index +1, and then also increment count. Cool. So now let's print HA, count, and total. So if the zeros are the zeros. If there's nothing on either side, then we can't even use it. So if total is still has some sort of, or if HA still has some sort of elements, then we can just return -1. Otherwise, return count, right? We couldn't feed all the hamsters, right? Okay, let's submit this. Okay. Okay, time limit exceeded. Now let's make this a set because this is n in itself every time. So let's go ahead and run this again with this test case. Okay, submit it. And there you go. Passes all test cases. So again, I'm super happy that I was able to come up with my own solution to this question without any help and solve it completely on my own. So that's it for this video, and thank you for watching.